Hi, my name is Lily. I've been a student at Cardiff University for 4 years, so I've just finished my integrated masters in physics. And while I've been studying, I've gotten involved in things like mentoring. So next year, I'm going to be going on to do a PGCE so that I can teach secondary school physics. I did an MPhys, so like I said, that's an integrated masters in physics. So that means that my first 3 years looked like a bachelor's degree, and then at the end, I did an extra year to get my master's. So going into first year, everyone's new and everyone's come from different backgrounds. So a lot of that time is spent making sure that everyone's really comfortable and up to the same standard. So then by second year, you're getting a lot more new ideas thrown at you, you're really building up those skills that you have. And then third year, you get to choose a project. And so instead of having standard labs that everyone does, you choose what you want to do with that time. And that can be anything. It can be theory and maths based, it could be data analysis with coding and modelling, or looking at astronomical data, or experimental work, or some kind of mixture of all sorts of things. And you will spend that time with a supervisor and get really knowledgeable about that subject alongside your modules. And then for me, my final year, I had to do a project again, but the main difference was this was now half of my time. So I was spending a lot more time doing it. I became a lot more knowledgeable about it than I would have in third year. And the rest of the time, my modules were picked to suit a lot of my project. So I chose to look at 2D materials and light sources for quantum computing. And so my modules were looking at things like modern quantum optics and quantum theory of solids. And so that's kind of the area that I chose to go with. I decided that I wanted to study at Cardiff University because I really like the city, and it's a Russell Group university, which means it has a focus on teaching and research that's really important to me. And at the time when I was finishing off my A levels and choosing where I wanted to go, I liked semiconductor physics and solid state physics, and I liked astrophysics, and I wasn't really sure which route I wanted to do long term. And Cardiff University has a good reputation in all of that. So they are involved with LIGO and were part of the discovery of gravitational waves back in 2015. And they have a really active condensed matter and photonics department who are getting things like new equipment and labs in the translational research facility that's going to be built. One of my favourite things about studying physics has been finding out how things work and getting a lot of really great hands-on experience with those things. And a lot of that comes from talking with active researchers who often give you insight and advice that you might not have considered yourself. And they tend to be really good at explaining how the concepts that you're just coming across through modules are actually being used in their research projects for more complicated real world examples. So a really great example of this is a module called synoptic physics that we do in second year, where every week you get given a different research topic. So that can be like how to design motion capture rigs or make an airplane lightning proof. And then often the researcher working on the project will come in to talk to you about their work, or you can go to their labs to go and see it in person. My favourite thing about studying in Cardiff is that it's a capital city, but it isn't too big or too small. So there are loads of things packed in that you can go and do when you're not studying. And there are some really great parks that are huge and really good to go to when you get a nice summer's day. The university itself has a lot of libraries dotted all over the place, which means wherever you live, you're not far from one, and they tend to be really well equipped. So there's the Arts and Social Studies library, which has things like blankets and power packs for your laptop if you're going to go there for a long stay. During my studies, I've gotten involved with quite a mixture of different extracurricular activities. So one of the big ones for me has been the physics mentoring project, where I've gone into secondary schools to see year 10 and 11 students, and I've taken in physics experiments to kind of inspire them to look at physics in their future and show them that if that's something they want to do, they can. And it's been a really great way to pull a lot of the knowledge and things like presentation skills that I've gotten through my degree and put them into a really great project. Something kind of similar that I've done is joined the Make a Smile Society at the university. So that's a charity that will go into places like hospitals and soft play, or go to Bernardo's to run craft days and work with people like the elderly or children with additional learning needs. So if they're deaf, if they have autism or cerebral palsy, anything like that. And the unique thing about them is that they do it all dressed up as characters. So you can have Cinderella going in, or Moana, or even Spider-Man and Baymax, even Woody from Toy Story and Jessie, all that kind of stuff going on. So it's really great because if you want to be involved in costuming or organising it or actually dressing up, there's kind of something there to suit everyone, which is really good. In terms of sport, in my second year, I joined the Climbing Society, which is a really nice sport to get involved with because it's quite a social sport and not too intense. And Cardiff, for anyone who doesn't know, has a really great climbing centre called Boulders, who have done a lot of revamping over the last few years. So pretty much anything you could want to do indoors, bouldering, top roping, leading, it's all there, and the society will kind of help you progress if you're a beginner, and there'll be quite a few advanced climbers there if you're slightly better or more experienced at climbing. And there are a few other great centres nearby as well, so Bristol and Swansea both have good centres, and if you want to do outdoor climbing, the society will run trips, and the Brecon Beacons are just an hour north of Cardiff, and they're really great for outdoor climbing. So there's a lot of different stuff to get involved with there, and they'll run socials on an evening. And then through my degree, I joined the Physics Society, which is called Chaos, and they run quite a varied mixture of events. So they have really good connections to the Institute of Physics, who accredit the degree and bring together physicists. And so they helped put on some of the educational events. I think the last one that the IOP helped with was a pizza and cocktail night, which is really good. And you get people like Cardiff alumni coming in to talk about their research. So people that have maybe worked for Hawkeye, who kind of do the animation models for things like tennis to tell if the ball is in or out, or people that have researched lightning hitting planes, that kind of stuff, which is usually a really cool presentation. It's not too formal, they're quite relaxed and done in the evening. And they'll run different events throughout the year, so there's always a Halloween party, which is really good, or you can go bowling or laser tag or to a pub quiz. So depending what's your thing, something will be on there for you to kind of go and meet other people studying physics or interested in it, and maybe some people in other years, so you kind of hear their stories and kind of know what's coming. So that can be a really great thing to get involved with. And then there's always spots up in the committee, so you can kind of shape it in the future if that's your thing. So a couple other things that have been really beneficial to me during my time on my degree have been the staff, for one. So in your first year, you're given a personal tutor, and in your third and fourth years, you'll also have supervisors for your projects. And they are amazing because they just want to see you do as well as you can in your degree and get as much from it as you can. So they will help guide you and give you advice, and they are kind of always there for you if you need to go and drop in and ask them a question or send them an email. And more generally, the lecturers can be really supportive if you have a problem with homework, or other staff are there if you have questions about the degree or anything else. So they've been like really helpful. I think this year I got to go to a competition in Scotland because I went to one of my lecturers and told them about it, and they helped make it happen for me. So that's all been really great. And the other thing is the careers service at Cardiff University is absolutely amazing. So they helped me get a couple of summer internships, so one in academic research and one in industrial research. And so they looked over my cover letter, my CV, and they helped me set up interview questions, and they were so helpful. The amount of time and attention that they put in was absolutely amazing. And then when it came to sort of future steps, they helped me to put together a personal statement and think about different careers and all of that kind of thing, and like get into where I wanted to be. And that was amazing. But then even if you just want more casual work for your time while you're studying, rather than the big jobs for over summer and after you graduate, then there's the job shop as well, where you can go and register with the Students' Union, and they'll give you notifications of anyone looking for stuff like bar staff or retail workers or research assistants throughout the year, so you can pick up a few extra bits of cash. If I was going to give advice to my former self or someone thinking of studying physics, I would say definitely don't get put off by someone saying that it's too hard. It's not. It does take time and patience, but it is definitely worth it once you get the hang of it. And if you don't have a specialty in mind, or you're not sure what you want to do with it in the future, that's completely fine. You get so much time and so many opportunities to explore loads of different things and find something that you like, or maybe find out that something you thought you would like isn't what you want to do in the long term. And that's okay. You have so much time to find your niche. And also when it comes to first year, don't worry too much. Everything's new and it can be quite scary at times, but overall it's great, and just make the most of the university experience.